Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Back again for another Driving with God video. Listen up. I've had to position my camera so I'm not holding it and driving at the same time for the fear of getting a citation. So anyway, I stuck it up in my glove box thing there. But anyway, we're going to try to talk about Jesus and God and a few other little things today. But first, let's get God taken care of, and let's keep Him in our daily today opportunity. The opportunity of being able to pray, talk to God, sing to God, worship Him every day, is a major privilege in the United States. And we've got to understand that we've got to keep this opportunity going, and we got to keep that freedom. Didn't we fight for freedom? Yes, we did. We fought for freedom. So we've got to keep this freedom thing going and not let some pandemic run over us and tear us down. But at the same time, pandemics are made to wake people up. So therefore, this is part 2 of what I talked about on part 1. So anyway, those of you that really think this pandemic is an actual virus, I think that it's a plague. And God, I don't know what He's doing about this, but God's got a plan, and we got to roll with it. Because if we don't roll with it, we're going to be in some major trouble. Now, several people have already stated that Georgia is opening up too early. And I agree with Georgia. I agree with Georgia people that Georgia's opening up too early. But at the same time, we got people out there that's got to go to work. We got people out there that's got to make money. We got people out there that's got to pay bills. In other words, we got all kinds of things out there going on. The reason why Georgia is opening up early. But at the same time, we also got to understand that we can't make this pandemic viral situation spread further and be worse than what it is. But also, at the same time, there is some issues going on that's unexplanatory issues. We have some very unexplanatory issues in this world. Like some parts of the world are not getting the corona. There's no reports of corona, and in the next section over in that same landfill, it's got corona like crazy. Something weird is going on, folks. Something unexplanatory is going on. So, what is that going to be? We don't know. But what we do know is that I saw a video yesterday. It was talking about the 5G internet cell services, to where they're having to make the system so strong that it's actually killing animal life when they fly through the air, such as the birds and whatever flies through the air. Whether they're just dropping dead because of the radiation from the 5G tower test that they've been doing. And every 100 meters for a tower is a little bit ridiculous. I mean, that's just a little bit ridiculous. You don't want an antenna farm sitting in your city. I mean, every 6 blocks you got an antenna sitting up for 5G. And in New York, you got 5G would be nearly 2-3 miles apart from each other. Considering how big each block is in New York, that's a pretty good square. But anyway, I saw a video about that. It was sent to me by another minister this video was, and he's actually another minister over in Cartersville, Georgia, was sent to me this message. So, and I'll try to put a link or something in the comment of what video I'm talking about where you can watch just what is being said. And on the first video, I'll try to add the video where the lady is talking about the hospitals in New York that very poor care for people. So therefore, it's just things in this world that's going down that shouldn't be going down, and unexplanatory issues in this world. So what are we going to do, y'all? We've got to let God take control. That's the whole thing to this message, is we got to let God take control. If we don't let God take control, we're going to keep seeing stuff like this and keep seeing stuff like this. Plague after plague after plague after plague, pandemic after pandemic after pandemic. And it's going to be so bad that the country's going to be so shut down, we're going to wind up being a communist country. You know how bad it would be for us to wind up being a communist country and we don't have our rights like we did when we had freedom? Just think about that for a minute, y'all. There's all types of things out there that can tear this country down. And some of the stuff you don't even think of. You're not even prepared to even think of it, much less sinking in your mind and understand what it's about. All you got to do is look at the stock market. The stock market has a whole bunch of issues right now because of the pandemic. It's not because the stock market is losing its rear. It's because of people not being able to work, people not being able to be relaxed, be calm, and be doing what they need to do in order to invest money, make money from their investment, and do it in a calm manner. Because they're so worried about all this other out there. There's places that don't even have stores open, and things are still closed up tighter than you can think of. So therefore, we have got to get Jesus in our life, and we've got to keep him going in this country. If we don't, like I said, we're going to get so much of this stuff coming in that it's going to be ridiculous. There's no telling what the next pandemic will be. It might be locusts or something like that. That's actually biblically in the Bible, that a flock of locusts come through a certain area and just wiped out everything. And it happened again. I think it was Australia. I think is where it happened for this go around here recently. I mean, stuff like that right there can happen. And it's a wake-up call. There's all types of wake-up calls, and that's one of them. So we have got to get our stuff together. And we got to get a move on things and get things going. So therefore, we got to put God in our life. We got to keep God moving. And the number one thing, we have got to help others get God moving in their life. Because if we don't do that, if we just sit there and say, okay, you're saved, we're going to back off of you, what good are you doing? We've got to take God in their life, and we got to make sure that they keep God moving in their life. It's just like some people I know that work at restaurants and stuff like that. I know they're Christian people, but then they decide to listen to somebody else that's not a Christian. And then they start backsliding, and then they start doing the things that they do, and then they start getting mad when you confront them about something that they need to be doing. Oh yeah, I've been blocked before with this type of stuff. I've been all kind of stuff, had stuff done to me. But the thing about it is, we've got to motivate people to stay with Christ even in the hardest times of all. But at the same time, we cannot be forceful at the same time. And it's very hard to do. It's very hard to do. But when you got somebody out there that's saying, I want this, I want this, I want it like this, I want Jesus in my life, I want him to stay 100% in my life, and then they go around 2-3 months later and they start putting stuff all over Facebook that has nothing to do with Jesus Christ or anything to help them motivate other people to be with Jesus. That's what I'm talking about. People backslide when they don't listen to God. I mean, you got to listen to God in order for things to take place in the right way in your life. And for all other people, you've got to listen. Because if you don't, things like that right there can happen. And you got 500 families, you got chaos. So if you got chaos, guess what's going to happen? There's going to be something that comes in and gives a wake-up call somewhere. And that's what I'm talking about with these wake-up calls. There's somebody going to give a wake-up call, and that's going to be God. Now, he might use a whole nother person to give you a wake-up call, but he's going to make a wake-up call somewhere in your family. So, okay, y'all, this is crazy. Bojangles is wrapped so far you can't even get in or drive around. This is crazy. But anyway, God has given us so many opportunities and so many ways to understand what to do that we have got to understand what to do. We've got to. And that one thing we've got to understand what to do is just follow God. Just follow him. Because if we don't, we're going to have some issues. That's right. We're going to have some issues if we don't follow God. I know y'all probably tired of looking at the roof of my truck, but I'm sorry. The word is more important than looking at my steering wheel. So, anyway. So, therefore, y'all, we as people in the United States and the people of this world have got to have a whole nother change. Because the biggest problem is this world is in such a mess right now. We've got to redo and restart and rebuild. Because in a video I made before, I called out the 3 Ks in the kingdom of God. It says, King of Kings' kingdom is what I announced. It can be said either way. It don't matter which way you put it, it's still God's kingdom. And that's really amazing that you can take K and a K and put something that glorifies God. You know, King of Kings, glory, kingdom, in other words. There's all kind of ways that you can put that. So, let's think of that in that perspective. So, therefore, let's let God run our lives and let's keep him going. Now, I'm going to have to end the video because I'm turning into work on a Saturday. But anyway, we'll catch y'all later. Y'all have a good day. Keep God in your life. We'll all be doing good. Thank you.